Just a quick video this time, guys. I only got 6 out of 9 last week. I didn't get the Port Adelaide winning GWS Giants. I don't think too many people would have got that, but maybe they did. Swans haven't been looking that good this year. What else did I get wrong? I picked Richmond over Gold Coast. They're in a fair bit of trouble, Richmond. Gold Coast are not a good team, and they definitely shouldn't have been losing that one. And Crows getting picked. Well, no, actually I got that one right, but I thought I tipped the Crows there. Anyway, that was a close game. Crows should have won that. Very disappointed. So for this week, I think this one should be, as the odds say, 50-50. I think if this was at the Gabba, the Brisbane Lions would win this very easily. Carlton coming off a very convincing win, obviously against a very weak side. Brisbane Lions beat Freo. I still think Brisbane are a better team. I'm just not convinced about Carlton just yet. They definitely could still win this one at Marvel. If it was at the MCG, I think Carlton would definitely win. Same as at the Gabba, Brisbane Lions would definitely win. Being at Marvel, it might give Brisbane Lions a little bit of an advantage, or more of a disadvantage for Carlton. I think Brisbane Lions win this by 12 points. Richmond have to win this one if they are any chance of making the finals this year. As the odds would suggest, Richmond should definitely win this one, and I think they will comfortably by about 30 points. Again, this one at home, Geelong, they should definitely win this one against the Crows. Crows coming off a very disappointing and inaccurate week last week. I think this was at Adelaide Oval. Crows would probably have some sort of chance, but being over in Geelong, I think Geelong will win this by about 22 points. I think Melbourne will just continue running on with their good form so far. They've had a win-win, loss, win-win record for the last 5. I think Melbourne are obviously a much better team in the midfield. Gold Coast will be missing a few, but I just think that Melbourne are a much stronger team. And I think Melbourne will overrun Gold Coast by quite a bit. I think they'll win by about 40 points. Are the Doggies back? They had a very good win last week, and GWS stole the show against Sydney. You could argue that because it's that Battle of the Bridge, the Derby, the showdown, it doesn't matter if they're first and you're last. There's always a challenge for those sort of games. So I am possibly going to write that one off for GWS. I think Bulldogs are slowly starting to get that roll along. And I think Bulldogs will win this one. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be about 15 points. Over at Optus Stadium, Freo have been absolutely devastating. Again, same as Richmond. If they want to be any chance of making finals this year, they have to win this one. And they have to win it very convincingly. At home, we might be able to see Nat Fyfe back. Whether that's in the forward line or in the midfield, we don't know yet. But I think Freo should win this one. And if they want to be any chance of making finals, they have to win this one by a lot. And I think they know that. They need this win. And I think they'll put the Hawks to the sword. And I think they'll win by about 30 points. The Bombers started the year off really well, and Port Adelaide weren't too bad. Being at Adelaide Oval, I think Port just have to win this one. They've actually been quite surprising. They've won their last 4 in a row, Port Adelaide. Essendon have lost their last 2 and lost the last 3 out of the 5. I think simply being at Adelaide Oval, Port will win. If this was over MCG, I think Essendon have a better chance. But Port Adelaide are doing really well so far this year. As much as it pains me to say, they will win this one by about 20 points. Now, Sydney Swans really need to bounce back. I don't think they'll get the win, but they need to show something. They gave up, to me, they gave up that GWS game, and they've been quite disappointing the last 5 rounds. Collingwood are obviously just stole that game off the Crows. The Crows should have won that. Their inaccuracy hurt them massively. The Pies were actually fairly disappointing, even though they got the win, in my opinion. But I think the Pies are just too good of a team, and Sydney Swans, I don't know what the hell's going on, and they need to start showing something, or they're not going to make the 8, let alone the top 4, which I think I had them in. I think Collingwood will win this one by about 20 points. St Kilda have a chance to bounce back against a very lacklustre North Melbourne. This is the game of the week not to watch. I think this is going to be very boring. I think people are starting to find out how to break down St Kilda. It's basically as soon as they get the ball, you have to play on almost instantly. Can North do that? I don't think they can. And I think North will lose yet another game. And I think St Kilda will be victorious by about 25 points for this one. And that's it for this week. It's very early. It's a very quick video. I'm actually going to be very busy this weekend, so I'm not sure how much of oddities or suspensions I'll be able to do, but I'll definitely still try. And if not, I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.